the most demanded video on how to increase the GT corrects. At this point of time, you are seeing stagnation in your GT scores, and this is perfectly normal because I also faced it in my 140s and 150 corrects. Now, how I improved my GT score from 150 corrects to 180 approximately, I am going to discuss it in two-part video. In this part, I am going to discuss the conventional methods which I used, and in the next part, I am going to discuss what are the other methods that you can apply to boost your GT performance. As you can see, on 31st of December 2022, my GT score was 540 with a rank of 960. From that, within 2 months, that is 66 days, I increased my GT score to 692 with 178 corrects, a jump of massive 152 marks. Coming to the factors on which your GT performance depends. First thing is the concepts. If you don't have your concepts correct, no matter how much revisions, how many revisions you do, how many previous year questions you solve, your GT score is not going to improve. The basic funda is not core BTR, but it is the core concepts. Because if you see my first GT performance, that is in 31st of July 2022, I had a score of 548 without any revision. That is because I had my concepts correct and my base foundation of the MBBS was very strong. So I had a stronger hold. I started the race early. That's why you need to focus on building the concepts, because nowadays, after 2021 NEET PG exam, it is not a memorizing based exam. It is more of a conceptual based exam. It is more of applied knowledge, what you can apply in your clinical scenario based cases, how much clinical acumen you are having. That is NEET PG testing. INICET more of memorization based is there, but NEET PG is more clinically oriented. Number two is mastering your source. At least you should read ideally 5 reads, but minimum, bare minimum is 3 to 4 reads. Without that, you are not going to get the desired result. Another thing is that the source of GT also matters, because if you have done notes, QBank, and solving the GT of the same app, then you are bound to get more corrects. बिकॉज जो टीचर्स पढ़ा रहे हैं एंड जो सारे क्यू बैंक्स में क्वेश्चन है, उन्हीं से ज़्यादातर जीटीज में क्वेश्चंस आती है. सो इफ़ अ पर्सन इज डूइंग नोट्स फ्रॉम मैरो, watched videos of Marrow, had solved all the Q banks of Marrow, then he is bound to get more number of corrects in Marrow GTs. But in my case, I did prep ladder notes and the GT source was Marrow. I didn't do any Q bank. I solved previous year question modules from Marrow. So don't be disheartened because your source may be different and you are not able to get that number of corrects as others. And nowadays, another thing with the advent of AI is that many people are taking unfair means to give the exam. So your GT score, your percentile doesn't matter a lot as it used to matter in our time, because nowadays फ्री एंड फेयर एग्ज़ाम सब लोग नहीं दे रहे हैं. क्योंकि तुम लोग अगर देखो, जो टॉप 10 या 50 में मैरो में आते थे, वो लोग ही अक्सर टॉप 100 में आते थे नीट पीजी या फिर आईएनआईसीटी में. बट नाउ डेज देयर आर मेनी imposters are there in the top 50 ranks also. So you will see that they are not finishing in the top 100 rank in NEET PG or INICT. So that is one take. I think that is also important. That's why your GT performance may be poorer to others, and it is not to be disheartened, because if you are giving it fairly, then you are going to crack it. Another thing is hold over the previous year topics. It is very much important. How my marks increased that much was because in the last 3 months I started solving the previous year questions. 8 years of NEET PG, 8 years of INICT, and 3 years of FMGE. I used to annotate all the extra points in my revision notes. I used to highlight it with a different color highlighter so that every time I revise it, I am going to recollect the facts of the previous year topics. And I had 100% retention of all the previous year topics during my NEET PG exam. That was my booster. So you need to have hold over the previous year topics. You can go through my previous year topic list of all the exams past 10 years of NEET PG, 10 years of INICET, and 7 years of FMG. The link is given in the description box below and pinned comment section. Or the other way is that you solve at least 3 years of INICET and FMG and at least 5 years of NEET PG. That is the bare minimum. Ideally, 8 years of NEET PG, 8 years of INICET, and 3 years of FMGE. Another thing that matters, जो तुम लोग उतना ध्यान नहीं देते होगे शायद, that is the GT environment also matters a lot. If there is any distraction, there is noise of traffic or any problem in the house going on, then your GT performance is bound to get disrupted. If you are not physically fit or you are having a backache, you are not mentally or psychologically fit on that very day, on that very moment, then also your GT performance is going to decline. And also, if you are not giving on a personal computer, you will not have the real life exam hall simulation. So you need to give it on a personal computer. I know one of the topper who got AIR 4 in NEET PG 2023. He literally made a cubicle around his study desk with cardboard to simulate like the main exam. That is the dedication that he gave. That's why he got rank 4. So that type of dedication you should give, and you should give all the exams, all the GTs on your personal computer, not on tab or mobile. Another thing is the difficulty level of GT. Marrow has a difficulty level cycle. Initially, it is easier. Now, at this point of time, it is the most difficult. There are 2 layered, 3 layered questions, many unnecessary informations that are never going to be asked in NEET PG, because usually NEET PG is a superficial based exam, except the NEET PG 2024 paper 2. All the NEET PG exams from 2021 to 2025 all were more or less superficial clinical based exams. In the last, the marrow mock is usually easier. So don't lose your hope and give the GTs. Okay. Uncontrollable fact is that the exam hall day luck plays a major important role. I always say that you can't aim for a rank, you can aim for a rank range. Like if I say my rank range was among top 14 to top 600, my exam day performance was good, and after coming out I said my parents that yes, I am going to get at least within 300 rank. And after checking the answer key, I was sure that I am going to get in top 50 or top 70. But luckily, I got A at 29. That is because my exam day luck favored me, because all the confusion I had between two options, most of them came to be correct. In the NICT, I had 3 to 4 silly mistakes. Could not attempt 2 questions, and my rank dropped to 600. So, exam hall day performance and exam hall day luck plays a major important role that you don't have in your hand. It is in the hand of luck. I asked the question that in which number of corrects you are getting the GT stagnation, and most of you were in the range of 101 to 120. So this poll was in my Telegram channel and WhatsApp channel. So you can join my free Telegram and WhatsApp channel. The link is given in the description box below and pinned comment section. There I share important flashcards and important MCQs related to NEET PG, FMG, and INICET exam. Coming to the strategy according to your GT corrects, provided the first read is over, if any subject is not complete, then you are bound to get less number of GT corrects. At first, you need to complete all the subjects with proper hold on your first read. If you are getting less than 100 corrects, that means that you have not mastered the primary source properly. So you will have to do active recall, and you will have to try to retain 90% of the stuff from your primary source, and you need to clear the concepts. This also shows that you are lacking the concepts. Coming to the majority people, those who are stuck between 100 to 120 corrects, I will say that if you mastered the 10 years previous year topics, then you can increase the range into the 120 to 140 range. You can reach that. So, how to do that? Solve the 8 years of NEET PG, 8 years of INICT, and 3 years of FMG, Annotate the extra points in your notes and bookmark which you cannot, so that you have 100% retention of all the previous year topics, because the explanation has explanation regarding the incorrect options also, and the incorrect options are the future MCQs. Coming to those who are stuck between 120 to 140 corrects, you have mastered the source, you have clear concepts. Now, what you are lacking is application of the concept in a real MCQ based exam. So, for that, you need to give more and more GTs, and you need to solve more and more custom modules. For you, the take home message is solving more MCQs. And you can make a GT notebook also with the GT incorrects which you are getting, which other people's get more than 40% correct. Only include that mistakes in your GT copy, and try to make a 20th notebook also. For those who are getting more than 140 corrects, you are on the right track, and you are going to get at least 10 to 20 extra corrects in your NEET PG exam compared to the mock exam which you give just before the NEET PG, because the NEET PG is usually easier than the main exam, and during the exam hall you tend to perform better with that stress, slight amount of stress, I would say. So target for you is 90% retention of the primary source and 100% retention of the previous year topics. Keep more and more GTs. You can make a GT mistake copy and revise your 20th notebook just before giving the next GT. Final message which I want to give you is that try to solve GTs from other platforms also to prevent the marrow bias. And now at this point of time, the marrow GTs are more difficult. They don't simulate the real NEET PG exam. Like I give you the example of a doc who booked my personal session, and he used to get 100 corrects in marrow GTs. That point of time, I suggested some of the things that he needed to improve, and I said try to give a GT from other platform. And he gave one GT from doc tutorials. It is also authentic, and he got 140 corrects. So platforms like doc tutorials, prep ladder, and cerebellum, they simulate more like the NEET PG exam. So it is better that you give most of the GTs from Marrow, but also give one or two GTs from other platforms, so that you know your performance. In the conclusion, I will like to say you that GT scores or corrects doesn't predict your actual NEET PG rank, because I know a guy, he used to get 400 marks in GTs, and he stopped giving GTs because he was demotivated by the score, and he got 630 plus marks in the NEET PG exam. So GTs, they simulate like the real exam, they make you prepared for the real exam, but it is not the real exam. Your exam day performance is the performance that you give in that day, in that 3.5 hours, and none of the GTs can predict that performance. So don't lose hope, and review the GT as soon as possible. Hit the metal when it is hot, because if you delay it, then you are going to forget the things which you have marked and with which sense you have marked it. So how to review a GT, now you can see in the end screen the video. It is the most watched video on how to review a GT on YouTube. It has 61,000 plus views. I have given the live demonstration on how to review the GT, so go watch the video now. And part 2 of the video will be on special strategies to boost your GT score. The aim is 100 likes and 100 subscribers. So do subscribe to my channel, then only the next video is going to come out soon. All the best for your NEET PG exam.